Welcome back to Lakeland Union High School. Tonight we are streaming a boys game, Lakeland Thunderbirds versus the Antigo Red Robins. Tonight in the booth I'm joined here by my father, Matt Thompson.
Good evening, Max. Thanks for having me tonight.
Also in the booth we got Madrox Selby on the camera along with Mr. Yankee on the computer. And we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
I'm feeling like I used to feel, walking slowly through the forest. Take my hand, let's make a deal. The world lies before us. Take my hand, let's wait some time. I don't mind. I'm doing like I used to do, walking on in these old shoes. Now we could be anywhere. We're lost but we're not scared. Though we could be anywhere, I don't care. I don't care. If you're ever all alone, I'd find my way back home. 'Cause you changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. You changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. I'm saying things I used to say. Let's put our heads together and turn around, it's getting late. The road goes on forever. Let's go back home and take a break. I can't wait. I can't wait. If you're ever all alone, I'd find my way back home. 'Cause you changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. You changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. And I want you to go where you wanna go, and I want you to see what you wanna see, and you wanna be all you can be, and that's alright with me. That's alright with me. When I find my way back home, you'll be the first to know. 'Cause you changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. You changed my life one day, running through the woods behind Sunday Lake.
once again, thank you for everyone tuning in. Lakeland Thunderbirds versus the Antigo Red Robins. I'm going to pass it over to Matt Thompson. Tell us a little bit about both teams here.
Well, this is a good Great Northern Conference matchup year in and year out between these squads. Of course, Lakeland coming in tonight 3-5 overall, had a tough loss on Tuesday night against Wausau East in non-conference play, a team they had knocked off earlier. But this is a Great Northern Conference game, so they're going to want to come out and play hard and try to get a victory, because if you're in the middle of the pack at this time of year in the Great Northern Conference, you've got a shot to move up. If you're at the bottom of the pack, it's going to be a lot harder to do so. So this is a team that they feel they can beat. And Antigo comes in 1-4 overall. They're struggling on the season, but they do have a brand new head coach in Corey Reitz. And Corey Reitz played for legendary coach Jesse Shaw in Antigo. So you know one thing Corey Reitz is going to do. He is going to continue playing Antigo-style basketball, and that means the 1-3-1, specifically defensively. And no team does it better in much of the state of Wisconsin than Antigo, running that 1-3-1. These kids learn how to play that when they're in juniors in 5th, 6th, 7th grade. So they're very, very good at it. And once you know how to beat the 1-3-1, which Rich Fortier does, he's done so year in and year out, all it takes is making sure that your players continue to play as well as they possibly can and hit from the outside. And when you've got guys like Will Fortier and Leighton Larson, you're going to be able to do so. And for Antigo, you want to keep an eye on Connor Colts tonight, averaging over 10 points a game. He's going to be a tough handful for the T-Birds, but I think they're going to be able to get the job done here tonight.
Yeah, definitely hoping to see some nice shooters out there tonight. Hopefully try to beat that defense. It's going to be tough, though, if we don't start off kind of hot.
And Lakeland's going to be a little short-handed tonight, playing without Ashton Anderson, so their starting guard is out tonight, and hopefully he'll be back for the next game. But unfortunately, that means the bench has to step up a little bit more here tonight, and they've got some of the guys that can do that as well. You know, Carter Quaid, Chandler Savell, Gary Tim, Ryan Carlson, Abe Evenhouse, all those guys have stepped up off the bench this year, and would like to see them continue to do so here tonight.
Yeah, we did not get starting lineups prior to this, so kind of speculation on who's going to be playing in for Anderson. Probably someone like Savell.
That would be my guess as well.
Yeah, possibly Quaid.
Yep, it would be one of those two. It'll be Savell or Quaid, and both have had great seasons to this point and can handle the basketball. And you want someone in Ashton's place that can do just that. You want someone that can handle the basketball. You might see Nolan St. Germain most of the time handling the ball here tonight, and he can do it as well. Nolan's been playing in Rich Fortier's system for a long time, and he's got it down pretty good. But ultimately, this game will probably go down to the wire between these two teams, and we'll have to see which one comes out on top. Hopefully for us, the Lakeland Thunderbirds.
Yeah, Nolan St. Germain typically been more of a playmaker type player, not going for too many points on the board, but definitely setting up a bunch of plays.
Yeah, he's really improved from the time he stepped on the court early on. He really turned the ball over a lot when he was younger, quite frankly, as a sophomore and even a junior. But he's really done a nice job at holding off on those turnovers to this point and really hanging on to the basketball, making good plays, making good passes. And he's made some nice shots as well. Boy, the last couple of games, he's really hit some nice floaters in the paint. And when he starts hitting those floaters, that just makes Lakeland a much more dangerous squad.
He's definitely a quick guy, not the tallest, only 5'10" on the team. So he's definitely got some mobility to him. Great speed, great handling, everything you'd want in a guard, for sure.
In that loss to Wausau East on Tuesday night, Lakeland only got 6 points from Leighton Larson, and he'll be the first one that'll tell you, I need to play better. And if Lakeland wants to have a winning season and have a winning team, they need Leighton Larson and Will Fortier to hit shots. And Will Fortier scored 22 on Tuesday night, but Larson again just had 6 points. So it was a struggle for him, and of course you have to credit Wausau East for doing a nice job against Larson. He also fouled out in that basketball game. So Lakeland needs Will Fortier and Leighton Larson to stay on the court if they want to have a chance to play well this season.
Yeah, definitely two key players needed to take a win here tonight, whether it's Leighton Larson or someone like Carter Quaid who's stepping in today.
And that's always the fun part about when players are injured, like Ashton is tonight. Who will it be? Who will step up? And sometimes it's a player that you would never imagine would come out and have the game of his life or a great game. Gary Tim scored 5 points in the first half on Tuesday night, and Gary's got some game, and maybe they force it inside and get it to him in his 6'4" frame and try to score some points inside. I mean, you never know when players go down who's going to be the next one to step up. And for Rich, hopefully it's several players tonight.
Yeah, Gary Tim specifically, I've watched him play some basketball during the lunch. That boy has a heck of some post moves. As a throw on, big 6'4" guy, like you said. Just work around that inside of the paint, basically what he's there for. And a bunch of offensive rebounds, hopefully.
Yeah, and this is going to be a matchup of teams that do have a little bit of height. I mean, you've got Will Fortier, who's 6'4", you've got Gary Tim, who's 6'4". When you look at the Antigo Red Robins, Aiden Gabriel is 6'4", Ty Kohler is 6'5". They've got a few guys over 6 feet tall as well. So they've got some size as well. Their best player scoring-wise, Connor Colts, is a guard at 5'10", so he's not going to do a ton of scoring inside, but he's also not afraid to go inside as well. But again, seeing how this Antigo team has come out this so far this year, pretty slow, 1-4 overall, just one victory, but they expect to come in here and win, and hopefully Lakeland can stop them from doing just that.
Also, don't know if you noticed, out in the student section, neon night tonight. Everyone's dressing up as bright as they can. See somebody in a construction vest. Don't know how they got in here with that.
I don't see neon on you tonight, Max.
No, dressed out in all black as always.
Oddly enough, so is your father, dressed in all black here. I wonder where you got that from.
Easiest color to match anything with. Grab it and go.
We're Johnny Cash fans.
Yeah,
the Men in Black tonight. Although neither one of us started in that movie though either.
Yeah. Absolute classic movie as well.
I think we'd have to get some neon from your younger sister.
Yeah.
She's got plenty of neon.
Probably score some Nike shorts or something like that.
That is a nice crowd though from the student section tonight, and one thing we've seen from Lakeland is a lot of support from the community and also the student section, and each game it seems like the student section builds and builds more, and on a Friday night, what a great thing to do. Come out and support Lakeland basketball. For those of you who can't be here tonight, we're happy that you're joining us on the LUHS media stream.
Of course. Not much to do up here as a kid, so might as well just come out and watch some basketball.
What? No, it is. It's one of the reasons we moved here was the great outdoors and the opportunity to have fun at student events and school events, and this great school system, which is, by the way, the largest school system in the entire state. Lakeland Union High School, the largest, I should say the largest, per square mile area, the largest area in the entire state.
Yeah, definitely towns all coming together. Lakeland, not a close high school to anywhere else really. Definitely makes away games not that fun, but still get to ride the bus with the boys. It looks like we will be starting with the national anthem real soon, right as this buzzer goes out.
So a couple of scores we can catch you up on too. The JV boys won tonight, 61-40. Had a nice game prior to this one.
Yeah, definitely not too bad. Antigo, although down by 20 in the beginning, played hard throughout the entire game.
That is a staple of Antigo basketball. Whether they're up by 20 or down by 20, this team plays hard.
That's always great to see, because just having fun going on the court and playing some ball is the best thing you can do, win or lose. I will be putting the mic over to Mike Mostello for some announcements. we should be able to hear some starting lineups real quick. As you heard before, we will have Chandler Savell taking that spot for Ashton Anderson then as that guard in the starting lineup. And if you notice coming here either before games that they did change their opening song from Kickstart My Heart. I can't say I'm too happy about that one.
It was Rush.
We'll take it either way. Nolan St. Germain opening it up. Out to Chandler Savell there. Up to Larson. St. Germain on the inside. Misses a layup, not quite. Wiechek thinking about the shot there. Savell on the inside. Portier faking the shot. Out to Nolan St. Germain. Great passing so far. Lane Larson, first three is a miss. 2 offensive rebounds in that play by itself. Will Portier finishing it on the inside.
And Antigo not playing the 1-3-1 to start this one, playing a man-to-man.
Definitely odd to see. Possibly throwing Rich Portier for a loop. Nolan St. Germain steals it and gets a layup easily. Lakeland pressing right off the bat though. Nolan almost stealing the ball for a second time there. Looking to pass. Inside there to number 30, Ty Kohler draws the foul there.
Lakeland also coming out in a man-to-man. So Will Fortier with the foul. We certainly want to keep him out of foul trouble.
Ty Kohler for 2. First one off the front.
A 6'5" sophomore on the varsity squad. When you have that kind of height, if you can play ball at all, you're going to work your way up into that varsity roster pretty quick.
Definitely just a key player to have, just to have sit on the inside, be a big man to grab those rebounds. Larson inbounded it to St. Germain there. Out to Larson. Almost an open opportunity there, but Wiechek throws it back in bounds. Will Fortier kind of fumbling the ball there. Spell drawing a foul there.
During that possession, you could hear Rich yelling, "Now cut, now cut." And there was a perfect pass. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the basket to go. But here's Chandler Savell going to the line, and one of the rare feats, he was a two-sport athlete in the fall, played both on the boys soccer team and the football team as the kicker.
Definitely a busy guy there in the fall. Makes one of the 2 free throws there. Lakeland 5, Antigo 0 now. 15:50 left in the first half. And an over-the-shoulder pass out the back. Spell swats it away, but it is recovered. Out of bounds off Will Fortier, trying to steal that pass there just off his fingertips.
Looks like they were throwing it right to him for a second, and Will was so surprised by it, it went right through his hands. A good defense.
Les Ebel inbounding. Swatted away by Larson. Lakeland playing some hard defense right off the bat.
Wes Ebel, a 5'7" senior, checking in for the first time tonight. Good ball handler.
Saint Germain making number 11, Dan Roberge, dropped the ball twice there. Inside basket there by number 21, Zach Zupan.
That was a great backdoor cut by Zupan, able to get behind the defense in the right place, got a great pass, ended up getting the layup.
Stolen away there. Taking a foul, getting the and one though. Number 13, Connor Coles. Sounds like contact is on Leachek there.
So Connor Cole's not a big man at 5'10". He does have some strong arms, though, and strong legs, and was able to drive right towards the basket. He's not afraid to drive against anyone. Played football for the Antigo Red Robins as well.
Definitely one of the noticeably bigger guys out on the court. Inside pass to Fortier. Cool, give and go. Foul on Ebel. Larson inbounding then. Spell faking the three. Will Fortier just taking it off the back iron now.
The T-Birds not shooting the ball extremely well to open this game. Got the first couple of baskets to go, and now the lights, additional lights have turned on. We're under the spotlight here now, Max.
Someone possibly messing with the lights, trying to sabotage him on this offensive possession here. Foul on the play, looks like. Chandler Savell push.
Yeah, he's smiling. He went hard for that basketball, just couldn't come down with it. Called for the foul. It's 3 team fouls now against Lakeland.
Can't really blame him for playing hard.
Lakeland still in that man-to-man.
Ty Kohler trying to put some work in.
That'll be a travel.
Jumped up but just couldn't get the ball out of his hands there.
Yeah, great job by Will Fortier. Kohler got that basketball and tried to throw it over Will, but he's 6'4" as well.
And Will Fortier is definitely quick. And he is scoring as we talk about him. Going to the inside, Will Fortier block. Out of bounds though.
Yeah, Will has really stepped up his game over the last year and become the primary scorer of this Lakeland team. And when he gets hot, he is tough to stop.
Definitely grown a lot taller as well. Remember him being a much shorter guy, definitely freshman year. Now he's grown into the 6'4" behemoth.
Yeah, with still a year left. Only a junior.
Definitely going to be a great weapon for Lakeland in the future.
I talked with head coach Rich Fortier prior to the season and asked him, who we might be surprised with in terms of stepping up their game from last year to this year. And the first man he brought up was Leighton Larson, and he has done just that.
Fortier with another three. Not quite. Lakeland not making really any threes so far.
Savell with another foul.
That's Savell's second. 12:41 left in the first half.
That's a key foul because with a thinner bench tonight without Ashton Anderson being available, Chandler Savell needs to stay on the court, and with 2 fouls in the first 5.5 minutes of this game, that's going to be challenging.
Body's going everywhere, playing real aggressive.
Savell, as soon as we were talking about his 2 fouls, made that outstanding play just to keep it in bounds, and there's Will Fortier with a block.
He does foul on the second one, unfortunately. But an absolutely huge play there. Will Fortier also with 2 fouls already now. Head coach Rich Fortier might have to consider subbing some people out right now. Keep him on a foul trouble. I think that's exactly what he's doing right now. If I were to bet, I'd say Savell and Fortier are coming out for sure. Kohler missing his first one.
So Savell actually stays in after those substitutions.
We got Ryan Carlson, Gary Tim, and Jordan Cobb in the game. Crowd liking that one. Savell maybe pushing him a little bit. Gary Tim getting double teamed here. Savell out to Tim again. Jordan Cobb for the 3. Not quite. Lakeland making no threes yet.
So, interesting, Antigo playing the man-to-man, but trying to double team as much as they possibly can as well. Every time they try to send one man into a double team, that means another guy's open. Lakeland right now just struggling to find that open player.
It definitely looks like they prepared for this game differently than they probably would have in the past. Instead of sticking with their solid 1-3-1 defense, changing it up and throwing Lakeland off their game a little bit. But still working 7-5 low score so far. 11:30 left in the first half. A little floater there for number 13, Connor Coles.
One thing we're pretty used to when it comes to Antigo Lakeland games is low scoring. These two teams seem to play such great defense when they face one another.
Check putting a little post move. We fouled there though.
A few years ago, it wasn't against Lakeland, but Antigo played a stall game against a much better Rhinelander-Hodag team in the playoffs in a game that was won by Antigo 14-11.
Oh my goodness.
14-11, Antigo beat Rhinelander, a much better team. Then Antigo went on to lose the next night. But the Red Robins basically would bring the ball into the front court and then just sit on it and hold it for 4 or 5 minutes at a time.
That is just crazy. Timeout there in between free throws.
Yeah, Jesse Shaw and the Antigo Red Robins were criticized a great deal for that tactic, but guess what? They won. And no one expected them to go in and beat Rhinelander that night on the road, and that's exactly what they did. So Lakeland with a 1-point lead, 11:03 left here in the opening half. And this is exactly what we expected between these two teams, a low-scoring, hard-to-defensive fought battle. And right now, Lakeland with the upper hand. They did jump out to a 5-0 lead, but Antigo came right back with a 5-0 run of their own. And now Lakeland doing a pretty good job so far. Again, these two teams want to find themselves in the upper echelon of the Great Northern Conference. In order to do so, they're going to have to get a victory tonight.
Definitely. I was just thinking about that playoff game you mentioned where they stalled a lot. Probably not the most honorable way to win a game, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yep, as we mentioned, about half the basketball world says unreal, why would you do such a thing? And the other half is saying great job, you figured out a way to win. And it's up to the other team to figure out how to stop them. And what they did was they brought the ball over and they just would hold it. And early on, Rhinelander, players would try to just grab the ball out of their hands, and they were called for fouls. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, their good players were getting into foul trouble. So the strategy worked.
Absolutely crazy. Kind of weird of a. I don't even know how you think of that strategy coming up into the game.
14-11. I know we were at the game. Lakeland was playing Mosinee in that same night in a playoff game, a game that Lakeland went on to win. And I just remember seeing that score and thinking, that can't be right. And it was. That was actually a night we were in Mosinee for a playoff game, and the lights went out. The power went out at Mosinee High School. So our game started late.
Crazy night all around, I guess. Leaving their half for the first time in, I believe, 2 minutes now. Trying to make some progress.
Now Lakeland pressing in the backcourt. Antigo able to break it.
Lights being flickered. Gary Tim with a dunk there. First one definitely we've seen on broadcast. I'm going to be looking at that one on Monday in class.
Wiechek had a slam dunk on Tuesday night that electrified this crowd, and now Gary Tim with that slam dunk doing the same thing. This crowd really starting to get loud.
Gary Tim definitely pumped on the inside, trying to stay calm though. Still a game to be played. Tim being triple teamed there, all stolen away by Wes Evil.
So when that ball was thrown into Tim, he was one-on-one. And the next thing you know, as soon as he got that ball, as you mentioned, he was triple teamed.
Yeah, Antigo working on more of like a collapse style defense. Whoever gets a ball to the inside, relying on them to shoot similar to the way they did the 1-3-1 defense, which is really trying to take care of us in the paint.
So Kohler's been a tough task for this Lakeland defense as well at that 6'5" frame. When he finds his way near the basket, he's pretty tough to stop, and so far he showed that here tonight as another foul was just called.
Jordan Cow getting a little aggressive there, coming on in, trying to grab a steal under his name.
So that's now 6 team fouls against Lakeland, so one more, and Antigo will be in the bonus. We still have 8:53 left here in the opening half.
Antigo definitely going to try to abuse that, maybe draw one more foul. Try to take as many free throw opportunities as possible.
Yeah, we do have ourselves a good game here, though, tonight. 10-9, Lakeland leading. Great Northern Conference basketball. Got the ladies in action tomorrow in Freedom. For those of you who are planning on heading to Freedom, the game time was originally scheduled for 2:30. It is now a 5:30 game. The JV will play at 4, and the varsity girls will play at 5:30 against the Freedom Irish.
Quite a unique name.
If you're not familiar with where Freedom is, it's kind of halfway between Green Bay and Appleton. It's about 25 minutes from each place. Freedom's got a long, historic basketball program, especially recently, and I believe they're undefeated this year as well.
Aiden Gabriel checking in for Antigo. He's a 6'4". Check the grade here. He's a junior. Definitely got room for growth.
And Abe Evenhouse into the game as well. And now Lakeland shifts into their zone.
Antigo trying to punish him right away by taking the three.
So it looked like Lakeland went into either a 1-2-2 or a 1-3-1. And that forces Antigo to shoot from the outside. And they missed the shot as Gary Tim exploits the defense to score himself. So Lakeland now up by 3.
Yeah, Will Fortier had a great pass on the inside there. Antigo beating it to the near side corner once again. This time the three goes in.
So now that Lakeland switched into that zone, Antigo is going to try to start shooting from the outside, and that's what Lakeland wants you to do. And until Antigo can prove they can start making shots like Reitz just did there, they're going to stay in it.
Not sure what the foul was called there. Kind of cold there. Lakeland 6 fouls. Ryan Carlson in the game as well. On to Evenhouse. Give and go. Jump ball there. Number 13, Connor Cole, has got a hand on the ball and just wouldn't let Carlson raise it to attempt the shot. So we'll be Antigo possession there.
That was a great job by Coles to get his hands on that basketball because Carlson had a wide open lane to drive and lay that one up. And Coles just kind of came out of nowhere, put his hands on the ball. Possession arrow to Antigo.
Crowd getting a little rowdy now. After 3 attempts from the near side, far side corner there. Will Fortier trying to make work on the inside. Shoots it from 3. Not quite. Evenhouse getting that offensive rebound there. Tim layup overdone there. Goes off the backboard and over the rim. Kick ball there. Wrong game they're trying to play. I didn't see quite who that was. Possibly Gary Tim trying to stop the bounce pass.
Chandler Savell did play soccer, although he's not in there. Little Ace Ventura, soccer style kicker.
Foul there on the shot by Colts. Foul on Carlson, man.
Yeah, that was a great job by Colts, who got that basketball on the right baseline, turned around and started driving. He saw the double team coming, did a little pump fake, got them both in the air, and ended up getting the foul call to head to the line. But the free throw shooting has not been great.
Although the free throw shooting not been good, still not the best to be in bonus with 6 minutes left in this first half. Don't want to give them that many opportunities at somewhat free points. Still shots to make though. Both of them missing though.
Colts, the team's leading scorer, but struggling from the free throw line. Weechek and Larson back into the game for Lakeland.
Fortier setting the screen and getting the ball. Will Fortier taking the 3 there. No good.
So far, I think Will has missed 4 threes so far tonight. He's going to keep firing them, and you know what? He's going to start hitting them.
Kohler there, work on the inside, grabbing 2 points. Yeah, Lakeland has not made a single 3 yet this game, which is pretty uncommon to see. People like Leighton, Larson, Will Fortier typically come out firing hot. Hopefully we can see some of that here. Larson, not quite though.
Yeah, Lakeland struggling shooting the basketball from the outside so far to this point. As you mentioned, have yet to hit a three. But once that first one goes in, the floodgates are going to start opening up as Antigo called for the turnover, but they do have a 2-point lead now with 5:24 left.
Antigo might have been better off starting the game with their zone defense, because points from long have not been good.
Very low scoring game to this point.
Yeah, we check inbounding to Saint Germain. Sorry, Savella inbounded there. Will Fortier driving to the inside, grabbing an easy layup there.
Well, when you're not hitting from the inside, that's the next best thing. Drive and score. And Will does that extremely well.
Now, being a 6'4" player definitely helps with that, staying above a lot of the other players. Reeds there with another three, taking advantage of Lakeland zone.
Yeah, you might see Rich switch back to the man-to-man here pretty soon, because Antigo's starting to hit those shots.
Another three miss as well. Another two shots. Kohler, the big man on the inside, although has missed all four of his free throws, has been drawing a bunch of fouls. Taking his first one now. First one made. Possibly a little commentator's curse, talking about how he missed every single one so far.
So the Antigo losses have been huge so far this year. They lost to Pulaski, 65-43. They lost to Mosinee, who's going to be the conference favorite, 71-32. Lost to Menominee 50-27, and then Merrill 68-30. So in their losses, they have lost big. In their lone victory, it came over Three Lakes 52-49.
Definitely some big losses there.
So if Will Fortier isn't hitting and Leighton Larson isn't hitting, why not go to Weecheck and he just hit a three to make this a 1-point game?
Still very low scoring. 4:10 left in the first half. 18-17 Antigo. Fortier also taking a three. In the exact same spot as Weecheck.
And that's what we were just talking about. Will Fortier had missed 4 straight threes, and then all of a sudden, swish. He's going to start to get hot. He doesn't miss from the outside that often. He is a great three-point shooter, and he's going to keep firing. And when you've got that type of game, you can't just give up what you do well. You got to keep going after what you do well, and that's what the T-Birds are going to continue to do with Larson and Fortier. And all of a sudden, grab themselves a 2-point lead.
He did do a great job on the inside, though, making up where he couldn't in the threes, grabbing 6 points in the paint. And just grabbing that also, that three just now. He's definitely coming out hot right now. Top scorer. Weecheck also has 4 points. Only Gary Tim with the 4 points with a massive dunk. Looking in the student section right now, and I see 2 people wearing construction vests. Possibly multiplying.
Well, you want to be seen.
You might need that if these lights can go out once again. Make sure we know where the student section is.
Yeah, that was kind of strange. The lights flickering here a little bit tonight. Such a great atmosphere for high school basketball here in Minocqua.
Everyone in Wisconsin recovering from a big storm. Don't think that would have anything to do with the lights there. Possibly someone just messing around.
Savell doing a great job coming away with the steal. And then Antigo called for the foul. Reitz. So they're at 5 team fouls now. Yeah, how many places in the country can say they got a foot of snow and then thunderstorms just a couple of days later? Back to snow the very next day.
Yeah.
Only in Wisconsin. I think I saw that on a t-shirt once.
Yeah.
Yours.
There's definitely some Wisconsin or Midwest type weather there.
Well, certainly thinking about the folks in Stanley who seem to get the brunt of it as Antigo ties this game up. Zupon with a nice move down low. Yeah, the Stanley area seemed to get hit the hardest, at least in our area here. If you're not familiar with where Stanley is, it's off of Highway 29 headed towards Eau Claire. And there was an F2 tornado that ripped through there, apparently on the ground for about 7 minutes. So hearts and thoughts certainly go out to those folks.
Definitely could have fooled me. I thought you were talking about a specific person named Stanley. Kind of just letting you ramble there.
My friend Stanley.
Friend Stanley got in a little tornado there. Larson with another 3. Not quite. Did take it a little deeper than he probably should have. As a result, it was ending up short.
Yeah, Rich said that Layton suffered an injury in practice on Wednesday night and might not be full-born himself here, but he's out there gutting it out playing.
Already sitting out the bench a little bit with Anderson not playing this game. Having 2 starters out not have been good.
Speaking of Stanley, Lakeland's next game is against Stanley Boyd on the road during the Christmas break. So I'm sure as they pull into that game on the bus, they'll be able to unfortunately see some of the damage that occurred. Unfortunately, Will Fortier couldn't get that one to go, but Lakeland is one of the best teams at scripting inbounds plays for Will Fortier. So many times they'll script a play while Will will be standing in the paint and they just throw it up to him and he jumps up about 6'7" to grab the ball and just lay it in. One of the best at it.
You got a shoe coming off for a player. See, number 1, Tyler Coles. No shot there.
May have heard one of the fans say, "Tie your shoes, bud." Anyone who's had their foot stepped on in a basketball game knows that that can come off pretty quick. But these players tie those shoes so tight, I'm surprised at how quickly they can get them on.
Slow shooting 1 in the bonus, missing it. Another foul there.
So Antigo over the limit as well now with 8 team fouls. Even though Will would have gone to the line to shoot 2 there. Every foul from here on out should be in the act of shooting. Should be free throws, I should say.
Will Fortier, definitely a player you want to see on the line there. Quite consistent free throw shooter. Commentator's curse once again, making 1 of 2. Possibly better if I just don't talk at all.
Will is definitely the player for Lakeland you want at the line at crunch time. One of the best.
Fortier jumping up there, taking it, throwing it behind his back.
What a
Lakeland
steal.
player. Play for the 3 and good in the corner. Timeout Lakeland there. Quaid's first points of the game there.
So Quaid hits a 3, we check with a 3, Will has 1, but they're getting that support from outside of Will Fortier and Leighton Larson, as we mentioned. with the other guys scoring as they need to, and now under a minute to play left in the first half. This is a tight game, 24-22.
Definitely low scoring like you predicted in the beginning. Quite more fouls than I thought there would be. 8 and 8 already. Bunch of players coming in with fouls for that second half. You got 3 players on Lakeland, but all with 2 fouls. You got Savell, Weechek, and Will all with 2.
So when you come into a game like Antigo did tonight with a 1-4 record, yes, you believe that you can win. You believe you can win, and you believe that that you can win just about every game you come into. But now you've got a score that's a 2-point game. So that belief rises just a little bit more. And Antigo's confidence is up, thus, in this game, trailing only by 2.
Student section getting a little cocky once again. Chanting for the air ball. Larson and Quaid passing back and forth to each other. Out to St. Germain.
So Rich Fortier yelling 1 shot as time is winding down here with 15 seconds left and counting. Rich wants just 1 shot left, so Antigo doesn't have a chance to touch it.
Fortier yelling him to do something though. Larson not quite. Half will end at 24-22, and we'll be right back with some stats after this short commercial break.
Varsity got their butts kicked last night, huh?
Yeah, we sure did. Not like that's anything unusual, though.
Right. Hey, Katie, my parents aren't home Friday. You want to maybe hang out?
Sure, sounds fun.
Nice.
Are you Gary Thompson?
Yeah.
Will you come with me, please?
Okay.
Hey, Gary. Hi. So you were in close contact with someone who tested positive for COVID. So you're going to have to go home for 14 days. Do you have a ride that someone you can call to get a ride home?
Well, who was it?
I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
Fine, whatever. Just let me call my dad.
Due to a surge of positive cases of the novel coronavirus in our local school district, Lakeland Union High School, in-person learning has been suspended until further notice.
In other news, many cats have climbed into a tree, and suddenly babies have decided to run up there and save them. However, when the babies were bringing the cats on the way back down from the tree, they decided...
Does anybody have any ideas for the homecoming video? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone?
Who's your leading scorer so far?
Anyone at all?
Once again, thank you to everybody listening in to this T-Birds versus Red Robins game. Here, 24-22, definitely a close scoring game. I'm gonna hit you with some stats now. First half, very foul heavy. Bunch of players with fouls on Lakeland side. Fortier, Weechek, and Seville all with 2 fouls. And point out, definitely Fortier, big scorer with 10 points so far in this first half. Coming up on half of the T-Birds total points there. And a few other key players have been Weechek, only having 4 though, but he has been hitting some threes. Not some threes, a 3. But definitely taking a lot of those shots. And for the Red Robin side of the ball, we have 9 points for Connor Coles. Big guy, played football earlier in the year, and just absolutely driving and scoring a bunch of points on the inside.
Yeah, he's a strong kid. He really is. And when he gets those legs moving, he's tough to stop. And one thing we've seen out of this Antigo squad is the willingness to be physical. And that's one of the staples of the Antigo Red Robin program as well, is being able to play physical but yet controlled, being able to score and play defense. And so far here tonight, they're showing just why they hired Corey Reitz to be their head coach. And Corey played for Jesse Shaw, who was a legendary coach in Antigo, and a lot of the principles you can see from this squad certainly came out of that Jesse Shaw coach team. And we say it year in and year out, there's some teams that you play that you know are just good, and there's some teams you play that aren't as good that just play hard. And Antigo is definitely not one of those teams that you would consider being at the upper echelon of the Great Northern Conference this year. But they play so darn hard, and sometimes you can make up for that lack of talent by just playing hard and coming up with steals and rebounds. And basketball isn't just 100% all about skill. You want to play very hard and create opportunities for yourself, and that's what Antigo's done here tonight, to stay within 2 of these T-Birds.
Yeah, definitely a great job playing real physical. Also having some fouls early in the game. Everyone all around, I believe it half ended with 8 fouls each side.
And Lakeland can play pretty physical themselves, and they've got some good size in order to do so. Thus, we saw a lot of fouls called. So when you're as physical as these teams are, and you play as hard as these teams do, you do find yourself in foul trouble every once in a while. And both teams were near the double bonus towards the end of that first half. But as you mentioned, luckily nobody from Lakeland was able to secure that 3rd personal foul. So no one in really any foul trouble at this point.
Yeah, definitely a few players to watch out, though. If we can't be reaching in for steals as much as they'd probably like to, or being as physical on the shot contest. Starting out now, Larson inbound to Seville. Antigo still going with their man-to-man defense. Worked out earlier in this game. Stopping Lakeland on a lot of attempts. Leighton Larson looking to pass. Lakeland haven't gotten an opportunity yet. St. Germain not quite on the floater there.
That was a great move by Nolan. It just couldn't get the shot to go, unfortunately, but he keeps on doing that. He'll get him to go.
Great pass there. That's from Connor Coles to Zupin.
Yeah, the defense just didn't get back in time, and Antigo made him pay. One of the things that we talked about, getting back quickly on defense is going to be key for the T-Birds, and they didn't do it on that possession.
Will Fortier with the three, not quite there. Coles on the inside. Gets the shot.
So 4 straight points for the Red Robins coming out of the half, and they've got themselves a 2-point lead.
Larson out to Savell. Foul there.
Something to keep an eye on there. Coles was just called for his third team foul, or his third personal foul, excuse me. And so he has to check out as Abel checks back in. But so now you've taken Antigo's leading scorer off the court.
As you pointed out earlier, that inbound was set right to Fortier for a give and go to Wiechek.
Yeah, early on here in the second half, Lakeland struggling to hit their shots, but they're going to keep taking them. Savell doing a nice job knocking that ball out of bounds. Quick hands.
Surprised there wasn't a 3 attempt there. Works out anyways for Wes Eaton. Now 6-0 in this half so far.
Antigo has come out firing, and they're hitting their shots.
Fortier tripped up. Definitely a foul there. Will Fortier, once again, definitely the player you want to see at the line. Parents in that crowd yelling, terrible call.
Yeah, the officials originally were going to have Lakeland take the ball out, but then one official said, nope, 2 shots coming. And that puts Will Fortier at the line, where he just made the first point of the second half, took Lakeland almost 2.5 minutes.
You could definitely tell he was driving for a shot attempt. I don't think he was in the motion of shooting when he got tripped. Makes both of the free throws, though. Knocked out of bounds. Aiden Gabriel, 6'4" player on the inside, putting in the work.
They definitely have some good size, and they're able to take advantage of it inside.
Wes Ebel must not feel too confident about his three-point game. That's the second time he was wide open on the three-point line and just didn't take the shot there. Lakeland sticking to their zone defense. Working out for him there. Throwing some double teams in there. Trying to get possession of that ball. Shot and missed. Recovered and missed again.
Yeah, so Nolan St. Germain was guarding Robrecht, and whenever he would step just a few feet away from him, he would help double team. So Nolan doing a nice job, double duty.
Layton Larson, air ball there. Not something you see often from him. typically a very, very strong shooter.
Yeah, Larson's had a tough shooting week. Didn't have a great night, as we mentioned, against Wausau East. And now Antigo calls a timeout, and Leighton Larson lumbering just a little bit, had his hand on his hips during the timeout, but getting right back into the huddle. And again, when you're a shooter like Larson is, you've got to keep shooting it. You've got to shoot yourself out of this. And right now, he would definitely tell you he's in a slump, but he needs that opportunity. Just hit a couple. Next thing you know, the positive vibes start coming back again. Same thing with Will Fortier. You know, Will hasn't hit from the outside a whole lot here tonight, but he's done a nice job once he's gotten it inside. And so when one isn't working, you just got to attack the other that is working.
All we really need is just one bucket from Larson to get that positive energy back and start feeling a lot better about his shot. Hopefully making him drain a few then later. Wes Evil taking it up. Gabriel looking for a post, but just collapsed on him. Little contact there, Ty Kohler using his big frame to get a shot there on the inside.
Now Lakeland was really trying to force them outside, but unfortunately, Antigo was just able to get inside on that one.
Will Fortier with a little bit of a dirty layup there. Just rolls right off the rim though. Shot blocked. Or more of a pass deflected, it seemed like. Passed on a little too hard from Evil. Wasn't able to catch it easily.
But Carter's all over the place, Carter Quaid.
Yeah, he's definitely playing hard, trying to get everywhere he can be.
Knocked that ball out of bounds. He's doing a nice job keeping his arms wide and trying to keep the lanes from being wide open.
Will Fortier swatting the ball away from Aiden Gabriel, but he's diving for it to grab it. Big man once again, Ty Kohler there. Taking his time with the shot.
So Lakeland's been outscored here in the second half, 10-4. They just need to settle down. Just take it possession by possession, and here's a three from Will, and it goes in, and the foul.
4-point play here, possibly.
And that's how you get out of a slump.
After that shot initially hit the rim, I did not think that was going to be going in at all.
I agree. I thought it was going to bounce back out. So Gaylor, I believe, checking in for the first time tonight for the T-Birds.
Charles Gaylor, also a great three-point shooter. Fortier making that free throw there.
That 6-point deficit down to 2, just like that, with a 3 and a foul.
Yeah, math a little hard there. 2 minus 0. Couldn't figure out what the change was. Ty Kohler trying to take it through there, not quite though. Carlson going all the way. Taking 2 there.
So Carlson at 5'11", just drove right at the big man, 6'5" Kohler, and guess what? Forces him into his first foul. But showing no fear as he just drove right down the lane.
Definitely didn't show that he was scared at all, possibly feeling it in the inside quite a bit. Kohler is a big man to be running at full speed.
Theodon Reitz back into the game for the Red Robins.
And an offensive rebound, Wiechek putting it in.
So the T-Birds go 0 for 2 at the line on that possession, but the quick hands and feet of Braden Wiechek getting that to go, and now just like that, we're tied at 32.
12 minutes left in this game now. Great game so far. Oh, it's number 23, Trevor Torres with a shot. Wide open three there.
So you hear air ball being chanted from the fans here. That's at least 3 for the Red Robins tonight. But yet here we are tied 32 apiece after a 6-0 run from the T-Birds.
Yeah, Reach there hitting a bit of an offbeat. Has made two threes earlier in the game. Fortier putting in the work on the inside, getting 2 points there.
So Will starting to take this game over on the offensive end. Lakeland on an 8-0 run.
Foul there off the ball. There's a Wiechek there. Announcer confused me a little bit and said it was his first foul, and I had him down for 3 there. He did correct himself.
So Wiechek's going to get a break with those 3 personal fouls as Tim checks back in for Lakeland. 11:07 left to go. Lakeland on an 8-0 run to grab a 2-point lead.
Oh, there is a foul there. Gary Tim, 6'4" guy, did get up there and get the block after, though. Charles Gaylor, wow.
Yeah, that was a sweet block from Tim. I was worried that they called the foul on him. It looked like all ball, but the foul was on the floor against Gaylor before the block. And Kohler checks back in, a sophomore for the Red Robins.
Antigo setting up the same inbound play. Great post move there by Zupon.
So that snaps an 8-0 run as Antigo ties it up once again at 34.
Tied 34, possibly the greatest number, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Another foul there. And the big guy looks like Ty Kohler.
So with 10:37 left, Antigo with 5 team fouls. Lakeland only has 2. A couple of more, and the T-Birds will be in the bonus. So what do? You keep taking it right at them.
Yeah, definitely getting in some foul trouble here. Fortier, another 2 points.
Boy, as we mentioned, Lakeland one of the best at setting up those inbounds plays.
Yeah, Fortier, an absolute beast. Great shooting on the outside, get him on the inside. Basically 3 points. Gaylor putting up some defense there. Getting pushed around a little bit, didn't let him score. Floated pass inside to Will Fortier, not able to make the shot though.
But Fortier turned around and went 1 on 4 and knew we got that one to go.
Yeah, landed from catching that pass and jumped right back up for the shot. Oh, blocked shot there. Looked like a combination of Ryan Carlson and Gary Tim. Foul there. Will Fortier, his 3rd now. Fortier getting a little trouble. 9:40 left in the game.
Zupon going to be called for the foul on that one. He pushed Fortier from behind.
4th for Zupon there. Get him in the game though.
And that is now 6 team fouls against the Red Robins. Lakeland has found something with Will Fortier on the low block inside. He is just driving at will against this Red Robin team, and now Lakeland has a 4-point lead.
4-tier there. Scoring many, many points. I got him for 3 of 3 free throws in the second half so far. He's got a 3 under his belt. That was a 4-point play there. He got fouled on the 3, made it, and the free throw. And then 6 buckets on the inside.
Got 12 points in the second half already to go along with, what, 10 in the first?
Yep.
So he scored 22 on Tuesday night. He's got 22
already
with 9:24 left in this one. Now here's the scary thing, though. Will is playing that well, yet they only lead by 4. So the other players really have to start stepping it up with 22 of Lakeland's 38 points.
Yeah, we said this in the pregame. We need someone like Lane Larson to make some shots, and as of now, the shooter Larson has no points in the game. Need someone to step up and fill that void. Wiechek has been doing somewhat of a job there. 7 points so far. Gary Tim running for it.
And an over and back called against the Red Robins. Nice job by Tim. Trying to just get down there as quickly as he could. He's going to try to pick that basketball up and just have an easy lay-in.
Connor Cole's the big guy, absolutely gunning it for that ball. Ends up on his knees with the ball like right under him. Pass all the way out to Savell.
So with both Larson and Fortier on the bench right now, who's going to step up and start scoring for this T-Bird team? And it's Chandler Savell. So Savell getting the start tonight with Ashton Anderson out.
Huge 3 there. Kirkwood was in the defense though. Covered by Tim. Savell once again. Couldn't tell if that's an offensive or defensive foul there. And it is. Now in bonus, Chandler will be shooting that one.
This is now a 14-2 run for the Thunderbirds.
Incredible there.
They trailed at one point 32-26. And now 40-34. And as you mentioned, Antigo over the limit, 17 fouls. Lakeland will be shooting from here on out.
First free throw's good. Taking a second for the ref to tie his shoe. Definitely gonna have him stay in the game.
We're so lucky to have officials, broadcast, taking care of us throughout the season of these games, and we need more of them. So if you're interested in being an official, definitely try to get into it as another 3 for Lakeland.
Charles Daly there. Great shooter.
An 18-2 run the Thunderbirds have gone on. Again, they trailed by 6 at 32-26, and now have ripped off an 18-2 run to lead by 10.
Zupon coming back in the game with 4 fouls on his name. Antigo definitely gonna need to look for something here. There's a foul drawn there. They are down by 10. They're gonna need to put in some work, get some baskets for sure though.
Nice job by Colts on the pump fake once again. Couldn't get the basket to go, but does head to the line. 5 team fouls now against Lakeland.
Cole's for a second now. That's good.
Still an 18-4 run for the T-Birds. Since they trailed by 6, now lead by 8.
Charles Gillard passing out to the far side, maybe where somebody should have been. Savella to run for it and grab it.
So now the T-Birds have this lead, and Antigo's chasing. And as hard as they're trying to get back in by forcing turnovers on the defensive side, they're playing so hard that they're forcing fouls at this point. And now Lakeland, as we mentioned, going to the line on every foul. Can't hit the 1-and-1 to begin.
Swatted away by Carlson there. Spell on the run. No shot, foul there. Zupon fouled out of the game, man.
While with 7:29 left.
And Zupon has been a good player so far in the game. He had 8 points under his name. Definitely a key player for Antigo. Didn't want to lose him this early.
So Gaylor checks out for the T-Birds. He gave them some very valuable minutes there, hit a 3, and the entire bench as he came over, high-fiving him as he gets his break. One more foul for Antigo, and T-Birds will be in the double bonus, but they've got to start hitting those free throws as well.
Offensive rebound there. Swatted by Gary Tim there.
Colts was just trying a little floater, but Tim said not today.
And bounce pass to the inside, not happening though.
Wiechek was trying to hit a streaking Will Fortier going down the paint. Had he gotten that basketball, it would have been a pretty easy lay-in. Unfortunately, the pass was just a little short.
Tim looking to swat that ball away again. And he does it twice. 2 possessions in a row. A body there. Here's on Wes Evel. If I'm correct, that is his 4th foul.
Actually, that is number 5. So he's fouled out too.
Foul. Wes Ebel only having 2 points in the game, but a strong defensive player for them.
Pretty rare to see 2 players foul out and still have 6:15 left to go.
Jack making the first one.
Trying to extend this to a 10-point game. So 10 team fouls now against the Red Robins. T-Birds shooting 2 at the line every time from here on out.
Oh, free throws made there by Wiechek. Foul there called on Wiechek, it looks like. Body. Wiechek now in foul trouble.
So Rich is going to get him out, and Quaid checks back in with 6:05 left to go.
That's not a bunch. Trying to follow there.
Boy, of the teams we've seen Lakeland battle this year, Nobody has a better pump fake than Connor Colts. I mean, he gets you up in the air. And you think, oh, it's just easy, stay on the ground. It's not. When the guy in front of you is about to shoot, you jump up as high as you can with your arms in the air. Or if you're tall enough, you just stand still and put those arms straight up in the air. But Colts, boy, does he get people off the ground with that pump fake. He's just not hitting those shots.
Making the second one there, though. Definitely a college or pro level pump fake. Possibly hurting himself a little bit more than it's worth. Putting his body on the line for the game. Oh, big over the head pass. To Tim, and Tim to Carlson. Carlson to three.
And Carlson holding the wrist after the shot for about 5 seconds. A 12-point lead for the T-Birds. 5:14 to play. So when you're a team like Antigo, who has come in struggling, and you had the lead at one point, 32-26, and even tied at 34 at one point, this is not a team that we've seen so far that has a great offensive game to battle back when they're down. So a great job by Lakeland, giving themselves a 12-point lead. Lakeland's a team that can build on a lead. Antigo clearly has struggled to attempt to do that tonight.
Definitely, they're doing very good, and the defense just kind of slipped there.
So when this game was 34 all, Lakeland went on a 15-3 run.
Will Fortier at the line now.
And key free throws if you want to continue to build the lead, as Will hits the first. We check back in with his 4 personal fouls.
Second one was good as well. Fortier with 14 so far in the second half. Answering right back there. A battle of layups it was for a second. Still gonna take that and shoot that. No, not quite. Out to Quaid. Off the back iron.
When you take threes like Lakeland does, you need to be prepared for those long rebounds, and Savell was in the right place, right time to grab that rebound from near the left elbow.
And definitely hard to predict when you shoot that. It bounces very far away off the threes.
Will Fortier denying that play inside, giving the T-Birds another offensive opportunity. Lakeland in absolute control of this basketball game now with an 18-point lead, 3:39 to play. Again, this was a 34-34 game. At one point, Lakeland has now gone on a 23-5 run.
3:39 left in the game. Very tough for Antigo to come back from this. Lakeland has been pouring it on ever since they came back from the second half. Starting off a little slow, and then they just started draining some shots. Once again, Will Fortier, 24 points so far in this game. It's really insane. 2 players now in foul trouble for Lakeland. We got Wiechek with 4 and Carlson with 4. Both threatening to get out of the game there. Both of them going back out on the court, though.
So Lakeland gets a little bit of time off after tonight. 13 days, that is, before their next game against Stanley Boyd. So it's all hands on deck here tonight. Rich trying to play everyone. And everyone contributing on this basketball team tonight, now holding the big lead over the Red Robins.
Everyone on Lakeland has played so far in this game, with the exception of Anderson, who is out. Knocked out of bounds there by Savell.
Got those quick hands once again. That man-to-man defense for the T-Birds tonight has been working the best. They did go to the zone for a little while. Antigo started to hit some outside shots, and now Lakeland with that man-to-man has just been stifling against this Red Robins offense.
The defense has been one of the biggest issues on Antigo's side of the ball. Three-pointer there, kind of cool. Yeah, just stopping the shots of Lakeland has been very tough for them tonight. Rolling on the rim for about 3 seconds there, deciding to not want to give him the point there.
That thing danced on the rim like Richard Simmons. My son Max is going, who's Richard Simmons?
Siaki finding that one funny. Check there, grabbing a layup. Yeah, not too sure on the origins of this Richard Simmons character. Although you have been saying all my life, you eat too much sugar, you start bouncing off the walls like him.
Let's just say you don't want to see your father in neon shorts.
No.
That's Richard Simmons. A workout king from the 80s.
Oh, I see.
So yes, much before your time, my son.
Yeah, I think of that, and I just think of Napoleon Dynamite.
Now that's some dancing I could
forgetting his name there.
Love to watch.
Check having many, I believe it's just straight layups. 10.
Antigo with another turnover there. They've find themselves down 19 now to this Lakeland squad, and they're going to substitute 5. Gaylor, Cobb, Evenhouse, Tim, and St. Germain into the game.
Quite impressed there. You didn't look at your sheet once there.
Well, at this point in the season, you start to know who the players are. And we haven't had a chance to talk about Abe Evenhouse a lot, but getting some playing time here tonight and throughout this season as well. And his brother Connor was a great player for this Lakeland squad, 2015-16. Played in the San Diego Surf and Slam back in 2015 against a current NBA player in Jarrett Allen.
Yeah.
The T-Birds got to play St. Stephen's out of Austin, Texas in that tournament, and Jarrett Allen, who was drafted by the Brooklyn Nets, now plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Our boys got to play against him. I think just a year prior, it was Henry Ellenson that the T-Birds got to play against from Rice Lake, who also went on to play in the NBA for the Detroit Pistons. So in back-to-back years, our boys got to play against NBA players.
Definitely not a fun match to play, more than likely, but fun to go against those kinds of players, though.
Yeah, Jarrett Allen had 39 that night. They played quarters, and, back at that time, they played quarters, not halves, and he only played 3 quarters and scored 39, and I think half of them came on monstrous dunks.
Yeah, I bet.
But despite losing that game, it was still outstanding to be able to say for the T-Bird boys they competed against a future NBA player. He went on to go to Texas for 1 year before being drafted in the NBA. So the entire bench over here wants Evenhouse to score.
Yep. Evenhouse, crowd favorite, fan favorite. was homecoming king. Just a great guy all around.
He was homecoming king, huh?
Yep.
How about that?
Also a soccer player as well. Don't know if he plays any spring sports. I know for sure he plays soccer and basketball.
Now let's see if they can get even house some points here. 20 seconds left.
Henchman holding it. Charles Gaylor there. 4 seconds left. Out to Abe Evenhouse. He's just going to hold it. Sign of respect there. Personally, I would have shot that one there.
Great win for the T-Birds here tonight, though. Coming off that non-conference loss to Wausau East, if you're going to lose one of the 2 games this week, that's the one that you would have to choose, because this was a conference win, and for the T-Birds, it gives them that much-earned victory in the Great Northern Conference.
Yeah, we'll just go over some very quick stats at the very end of the game. So obviously, final score is 63-42. We had Brandon Weechek with 18 points that game. Absolutely amazing. Definitely needed somebody to step up and kind of fill that gap. Will Fortier also having a great night, 14 points. They're actually only in the second half, so he had 24. Absolutely crazy. Will Fortier always putting up big numbers. And for the Red Robins, I have to add this up real quickly. We have Connor Coles, who had quite a few points. And to put this up together quickly, we got 9 in the first half and 8 in the second for a total of 17 in the game. Absolutely great player all around, great offense, great defense.
And Lakeland improves to 4-5 overall with that victory. They are now 1-1 in the GNC, and as we mentioned, that puts them in the middle of the pack behind Medford, Mosinee, and Northland Pines, who are all 1-0 coming in it tonight.
Next live stream event is to be determined. Will be a basketball game in January, we believe. Anyways, thank you for everyone watching. I've been Maxwell Thompson.
And thank you so much for having me, Matt Thompson.
All right, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys later.